I'm curious to discover what illustration is intended for the Golden Horde as a title to manifest. Something of maybe I could sense a historical vision. Maybe the video will play into that. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting name, a bit specific, from other tracks I've humored. I've not heard something along those lines before, but it's kind of creative on feeling. I'm anticipating maybe on energy, a bit of a harder feel. Mostly, I don't know, I kind of get a bit of a war vibe that would play, I guess, into the Battle Beast affiliation. Although, of regard to their works, and we've humored 3 of them together on introduction, as I said, this was promised that I would be taking myself down the Battle Beast path eventually. Though I haven't really made mention of it, and I think I said it maybe once at the beginning, but it was my intention to get to this group, as I've said before in the introduction, on consultation of the title track of No More Hollywood Endings. This is in large part due to, this is where you can give credit, the upcoming Camelot US tour for 2023. Out of the groups that are going to be on that lineup, including, of course, Camelot, Zondria, Melissa Boney is coming as a collaborative presence from Camelot. But Battle Beast is also going to be there. And if I am fortunate enough to make it to the tour, I hope I can. It's looking unlikely, and I wish it weren't. But if I can make it, I consider this necessary education. But fun education, right? Fun homework, and it can be that. Especially when you're considering music, right? Which many of you know, this is a dominant first love in my life as an artistic language. And with credit to the European rock and metal attribution, of which, Battle Beast does belong because they are Finnish in origin, I've really enjoyed the journey of a self-exercised pursuit that I'm taking alongside many of you who, I'm reminded my musical interests and the genres that I favor don't isolate me as much as I oftentimes think they do, given my social company from a day-to-day basis, in that I don't have much cohesion with a metal appreciation. But with many of you, I do. And it's been an honor to be able to showcase so many different groups on this channel of diverse standing, all of which, every track effort, every artist, I've really come to respect and love. And Battle Beast has been no different. I'm a big metalhead, so obviously the power metal attributions of also hard rock and heavy metal coming alongside, that's really appealed. And on discovery of entrance of No More Hollywood Endings, the symphonic flair, automatic harmony with my interests. I love anything of an orchestral side. So the presence on that front has been wonderful to entertain. I'm curious to see, again, Battle Beast, at least on first presumption, suggested to me an escalated energy and more of an aggressiveness. I'm kind of surprised it is so soft in appearance, though I welcome it because the execution has been quite fulfilling to entertain. On behalf of, so far, No More Hollywood Endings, Eden, I love that song. And Endless Summer was quite catchy, a bit of a departure from what we've humored thus far, but still a fun number with interesting vision. How will the Golden Horde proceed? Again, that name fills me with curiosity. Let's see which direction it goes. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a song that, and along with the visualizer that accompanied, where we can entertain this piece together, perhaps for the first time. Or maybe there are some of you who've approached Battle Beast before, and you're getting the perspective of someone who is very much in his early days standing. 4th track in. Again, I'm probably going to go listen to their entire back catalog for myself, and I've tried to pick out a good selection that we can humor together on a first introduction basis, so that I can be informed as well with another European talent. And Battle Beast has quite delighted me. I'm very curious, and on the Nuclear Blast regard, I'm not surprised. That record label, I've humored a lot from them at this point, with many more to come. They carry a good library of artists and talent that I definitely appreciate, and Battle Beast is and will be no exception to that. So, the Golden Horde. Let's see what picture they're painting with this. I'm generally curious. I have not read the lyrics in detail, so even on that front, it's a bit of a first discovery, but let's humor them together with our 4th work thus far. That'll be the transition into the next album, the newest one. That's my plan of intention. 8 tracks in total thus far. I see the one with the European steps spelling. Alright, here we go. Yeah, more of a power metal support here. This is the harshest one yet. I like the heightened aggression to her voice. The shouts are wonderful too, in focus. This is a real classic metal vibe. Wow. Just kind of wading into like the female Rob Halford territory. At least of that vibration. That's impressive. That whine. Good fit. I love the yells intermixed. It's such a good choice. And the execution here on the tone is a good fit. It's not just with the vocal balance, the bassist is fulfilling as well. Again, strong metal root. And connected to other European groups. I'm already thinking of some names that ring a bell on this delivery. Oh, here we go, the choir. I was going to say it's subtle in the beginning, so the symphonic touch is there, but man. Great pattern here. Highly enjoyable listen. The intercession there again as a choir presence is an echo. Great fit. Especially be the launch pad that brings us right back in. You know, so far I've said... Which game was that for? I feel like I recognized it. Some mobile performance, probably. Maybe it's meant to be done in connection to some of a release. I'm not exactly sure. I've been saying so far, I appreciate the grace of Nora's vocal talents. There's a nice daintiness, although there is an aggressive edge for sure. But because the songs dip more into a symphonic energy, that displays more of an elegant feel of a smoothness, right? It manifests a bit differently in sensation and effect, versus this number that goes full on power metal root. You got that riff structure, you got that aggressiveness on pacing, and her vocals here, like I said, Rob Halford-esque. And also, to the European credit, I think maybe it's like kind of that war energy of the song that reminds me of this. And, well, that also with some of the intensity, not only on pitch, but, well, not as much with the gravel tone. I couldn't help experience with this. If any of you are familiarized to Fall of a Cipher or Anima Vale, presently that's where Linda Toni Grant is attributed. She's since left Fall of a Cipher, as I understand. But I think back to numbers that I consulted from them, like, what was that one? Valkyria, and what was the first one? The Rising, I think. I'm reminded of her tones as well, although Linda's voice is a bit lighter than Nora's. Her voice is a little more forceful. And it does have, again, like I said, more of a gravel range when, again, it can sink back in, when that's intentional. Other than that, it's beautifully ethereal, soft, delicate, but there's a connection, at least when I was listening to this piece. It reminds me a lot of those earlier works that I consulted from, specifically Fall of a Cipher. So there's an adjacency that manifests. But well, even to some of her music, broadly speaking, in the metal territory, there are other releases that are kind of not hitting me right now, but I know I've heard songs along this line of like a war vision or something revolutionary that take on that aesthetic. I like seeing the point of divergence. As I said, I've been wondering how expansive the vision will be in our journey of the tracks I've selected with Battle Beast, because for the first two works, you get a vibe of a symphonic mainstay, and then Endless Summer definitely shook things up a bit in ambition and produced more like a pop rock-esque number. It still is good though. I like the creative imagination of it and structuring. It was deeply reminiscent to other adjacent pieces of music, from years back when I was younger, that maybe it was trying at some level, at least on aesthetics, to mimic. At least that's the way I saw it. Maybe that wasn't the intended declaration of the artist, but every audience member sees things differently in the music they consult, write, and entertain. This number, much harsher rock. For sure. Or metal. Well, there's kind of an intersection between the two territories, but definitely fiercer than maybe the other numbers by comparison. This takes on a far different chic. I like that feel, though. It definitely evokes classic metal, has that real drive to it. And I love power metal riffs. I didn't realize, how much I would come to love different subsets of the metal genre. It's been a learning process for me as I've materialized my long-standing ambition to enhance music's presence on this channel and coverage focus. Again, it's a first love in my life. I've never forgotten about, how much I value it. And I love taking that experience with you. But I've been learning along the way. I'm a musical connoisseur. I'm not a musician by, trade or experience. Other than 5 years of piano classes when I was a kid, other than that, it's more so just been music as appreciation of an art form and how I've approached it. But, I've noticed things, and I'm learning along the way. So I've really come to appreciate in the number of power metal groups that I've consulted here that reverence building. And the divergence, perhaps, again, in scope. Battle Beast has offered a bit of a wide field, specifically on what we've recognized on this album. There are different traits to their music that I think they manage quite well. The Golden Horde offers an expansive vision that I thought, on origin, the Battle Beast name has kind of got that war framing, right? That's what it evokes energy. You think it's going to be a bit harsher and fiercer on delivery, and yet it has that edge for sure. I'm not trying to discredit them in any way or, misattribute feelings or maybe past comments I've made to their earlier works, but Eden and No More Hollywood Endings definitely take on more of a softer aesthetic in general. They're charming and beautiful and elegant for sure, but still not to the ferocity that Battle Beast suggests. This, that's well married to the name on energy. Good delivery, fun storyline as well. Definitely, again, like I said, has a similar... Oh, I know who I was thinking of. War Kings. The two recent tracks I've spotlighted with Melissa Bonney's attributed credits for being the Queen of the Damned there. Odin's Sons and Sparta. This sounds similar. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Like I said, similar energies to other European rock talents. Not just Fall of a Cypher, but War Kings as well. And I liked War Kings' energy on delivery there. In terms of folklore-esque numbers of a wartime feel. I thought they delivered satisfactorily, and I feel Battle Beast, to the same credit, matches that quite well. Different key choice, different vocal set, real ferocity, again, on the raspiness of Nora's vocal application here, but it's fun to entertain. It's a number with good drive. I'd love to hear what your point of view is on it down below, if that is shared, or perhaps maybe some of your thoughts diverge on it, right? Music, as I've said many times, subjective experience. I'd love to hear what your opinion is on it, whether you happen to be a long-standing Battle Beast fan that advances me in my time with them, since this is very much a first introduction stage, or if you're taking a fresh entrance with me, and you're enjoying that journey together. I'd love to hear about it down below. As far as standing right now, that concludes what I've selected for No More Hollywood Endings as an album. 4 tracks there, 4 more to come on behalf of what's the newer project, and those are coming imminently. I'll be looking at those today as well. What is that album name? Circus of Doom. I like that name. Incoming, and I can't wait to humor that one. But 4 tracks in off of No More Hollywood Endings and forming an introduction of opinion with Battle Beast. I'm having a great time, but I appreciate seeing that widening of scope that better matches the implication of name. In that respect, the Golden Horde was quite fun. I like it on vibe. It's got a fun pacing to it, good intersection, and half of it maybe subdued symphonic flair, so certain mainstay elements with Battle Beast are not lost. It's just told a bit of a different story in this respect, and I appreciate that point of divergence. I'm really liking my journey of Battle Beast so far. I figured I would. No European group has departed from that sentiment with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.